All right, let's get right into it. Something huge is happening in the world of work. And I don't mean just a little change. We're talking about a massive, historically unprecedented reorganization. We're seeing millions of old job roles just fade away, and in their place, entirely new ones are popping up faster than ever before. Some economists have a name for this. They're calling it the Great Occupational Reshuffle.
And just to show you how fast all this is happening, I want you to think about a few jobs for a second. You've got your blockchain engineer, a drone fleet operator, maybe an AI prompt engineer. So, what do you think they all have in common? The answer, well, it's actually pretty wild.
So what is the common thread here? I mean, you've got blockchain engineers who are literally building the financial plumbing of the future. You have drone fleet operators managing entire swarms of automated vehicles. Climate change analysts are guiding these huge billion-dollar companies through decarbonization. You've got cybersecurity threat hunters proactively hunting down digital attacks. And then you have AI prompt engineers, the so-called AI whisperers, who basically translate our human ideas into instructions a machine can understand.
And here it is, the punchline. Just 1 decade ago, none of these jobs were real, established career paths. Seriously. If they existed at all, it was maybe as a niche hobby or tucked away in some research lab. This is the absolute heart of what we're talking about today, the incredible breakneck speed of change in the job market.
So, look, the really crucial thing to get is that this great occupational reshuffle isn't just about people hopping from one job to another. It's about the jobs themselves changing from the ground up. We're talking about a deep, structural reorganization of the entire labor market. So the big question is, what's causing all this churn? Well, it really boils down to 3 major drivers.
Let's kick things off with the first driver, and it is a massive one. The global push towards a sustainable, net-zero economy. Now, this isn't just some environmental goal. It's a colossal engine for creating brand new jobs.
And the scale here, it's just staggering. The World Economic Forum is projecting that this green transition could create 30 million new jobs around the world by 2030. To put that in perspective, that's like creating an entirely new workforce the size of Canada's entire population, all focused on roles in clean energy, energy efficiency, and low-emissions tech. Just incredible.
You know, what's so interesting here is that this isn't some far-off future thing. This shift is already happening right now. Data from the OECD shows that over 20%, 1/5 of the U.S. workforce is already in what they call green-driven occupations. These are jobs that are set to grow because of this net zero transition. And that number? Well, it's only going up.
And this is a perfect example of how a new career path is just born. As governments and big-time investors start demanding things like ESG reporting and clear goals for decarbonization, suddenly the need for climate change analysts has just exploded. And these are good jobs. They're well-paying roles that require a really specialized set of skills to analyze data and help massive organizations navigate this transition.
Okay, so we've seen how a huge global trend like sustainability can create jobs, but sometimes the trigger is way more specific. Our second driver shows us how a single government rule can basically create an entire profession, almost overnight.
Let's talk about the commercial drone pilot. Drones, in some form or another, have actually been around for over a century. But for most of that time, using one for your business here in the US was pretty much illegal. The real light switch moment, the trigger, happened in 2016. That's when the FAA introduced its Part 107 regulation. It created a super clear, accessible way for people to get certified as commercial operators.
And that one little rule, it just unlocked a flood of new jobs. All of a sudden, a whole industry was legitimized. Now, certified pilots are absolutely essential for everything, from inspecting bridges and power lines to shooting stunning videos for real estate to even helping farmers monitor the health of their crops with unbelievable precision. A whole new career just took flight.
Which, of course, brings us to our third and honestly most powerful driver of change, the AI revolution. And this is where the story gets a lot more complex, because AI isn't just creating jobs, it is fundamentally reshaping them from the inside out.
To really get this, we have to understand the two faces of AI. So on one hand, you have AI as the automator. It's fantastic at doing routine tasks that rely on what's called codified knowledge. You know, the kind of stuff you learn from a textbook. But then there's the other side, AI as the augmenter. It's a tool that makes experts even better at their jobs, enhancing work that relies on tacit knowledge, that gut feeling, the intuition and judgment you can only get from real-world experience. And this dual role is having a huge impact, especially on people who are just starting out in their careers. The data shows that for young workers in fields that are really exposed to AI, like software development, employment has actually gone down. And why is that? Well, it's because AI is automating away all those entry-level, stepping-stone tasks that new grads have always used to build that critical, on-the-job, tacit knowledge.
To really see this whole dynamic play out, let's zoom in on what might be the ultimate new AI job, the prompt engineer. Its story is the perfect illustration of the extreme speed, the hype, and the volatility of the job market we're living in right now.
So when tools like ChatGPT just exploded onto the scene, the prompt engineer was born. These were the AI whisperers we talked about, the people who knew exactly how to write the perfect prompts to get the best results out of these new models. And the demand was so intense that it led to some absolutely incredible, headline-grabbing salaries.
I mean, just look at this. At the absolute peak of the hype, the tech company Anthropic was advertising prompt engineering roles for up to $335,000 a year. It really seemed like it was the hottest new job on the entire planet.
But here's the thing. In this new, fast-moving market, the most important question is always this: how long can that hype possibly last?
And this is where the paradox really hits. Almost as quickly as the job appeared, tech publications started calling it practically obsolete. Why? Because the AI models themselves got smarter and a whole lot easier to use. The need for a super specialized whisperer just started to fade away. And the data, well, it tells the whole story. That peak salary of $335,000, it came back down to earth, and fast. The job isn't completely gone, not at all, but it has evolved, and the salary has settled into a much more standard range. It's just a powerful lesson. In today's world, even brand new hot jobs can be disrupted in a matter of months.
So if job titles can come and go that quickly, how on earth are you supposed to build a stable career? How do you actually thrive in the middle of all this constant churn? The sources all point to a few key strategies.
Okay, so how do we navigate all this? The sources really point to three big ideas. First, it's not so much about what you know anymore, but how fast you can learn. The most important asset you can have is adaptive capacity. Second, we've got to stop thinking about job titles and start thinking about durable skills. Things like critical thinking, creativity, collaboration that you can take with you from role to role. And third, don't be afraid of AI. Master it. Learn to use it as a powerful partner that augments your own abilities, making your work better, faster, and way more valuable.
Because really, the biggest takeaway is this: the future of work isn't about humans competing against machines. It's about a human-AI partnership. The most valuable and the most secure professionals are going to be the ones who can direct, manage, and ethically guide these incredibly powerful new systems.
So where does all this lead? This last slide gives us a speculative but pretty fascinating peek at the kinds of jobs we might be seeing in 2045. And notice how they all kind of blend our three big drivers: AI, the climate, and that crucial human element of ethics and governance. It really leaves us with one final thought. If the common jobs of today didn't even exist 10 years ago, what entirely new career paths that we can't even imagine right now will be totally normal 10 years from now?